Good morning, everyone. Today I am going to present about amorphous and crystalline materials. So, what are amorphous and crystalline? Amorphous is nothing, it is without a clear defined shape or form. And crystalline means having the structure and form of a crystal. Amorphous solids. What are amorphous solids? These are irregular arrangement of solid particles. So as they are irregular arrangement of solid particles, they have undefined geometrical shape. So due to undefined geometrical shape, their intermolecular forces are not equal. So the distance between the particles varies. So amorphous solids comes in between solids and liquids. That is why they are also called as supercooled liquids. For example, naphthalene and glass, etc. Crystalline solids. In crystalline solids, the particles are arranged in three-dimensional order. They are arranged in a three-dimensional geometrical order. So, the particles have equal distance from each other. So, they have a equal intermolecular forces. They have a sharp melting point and they are anisotropic. For example, benzoic acid and diamond. Now there are few main differences between crystalline and amorphous solids are there. First of all is geometrical shape. Crystalline solids have a definite geometrical shape due to the definite and orderly arrangement of particles in 3D space, while amorphous do not have an orderly arrangement of particles and therefore they do not possess a definite geometrical shape. Melting point. The melting point of crystalline solids are very sharp as compared to amorphous where they have no any sharp melting point. So there is a graph showing time versus temperature. So crystalline solids, as time increases, there will be an increase in sharp melting point, but whereas in amorphous there is no any sharp melting point. Symmetry. If we take an example of silicon dioxide comes in two forms. One is amorphous and another is crystalline. In crystalline form, it is also known as quartz. So here you can see quartz silicon dioxide is in a symmetry, whereas amorphous silicon dioxide, that is glass, it is in an asymmetric form. Now properties and directions. Crystalline solids possess anisotropic properties, that is magnitude of some physical properties of crystalline solids like refractive index, coefficient of thermal expansion, electrical and thermal conductivities is different in different directions in crystalline solids, whereas all these physical properties are same in all the directions in amorphous solids or materials. So these are few differences in amorphous and crystalline solids. As I had already told you, amorphous solids, they do not have regular arrangement of atoms, whereas crystalline solids, the atoms are arranged in regular three-dimensional form. Amorphous solids, they have no sharp melting point, whereas crystalline have sharp melting point. Amorphous solids are isotropic in nature, whereas crystalline solids are anisotropic in nature. Amorphous solids are also called as pseudo solids, whereas crystalline solids are called true solids. Pseudo solids means super cooled solids or liquids, which I had already told you. Amorphous solids, they are unsymmetrical, whereas crystalline solids are symmetrical in nature. Amorphous solids are less rigid, whereas crystalline solids are more rigid. Due to the irregular arrangement of particles, amorphous solids have short range order as compared to crystalline solids, which are long range orders. In textiles, amorphous polymers can be defined in the manner of fiber orientation. So amorphous orientation of the polymer system of any fiber is called amorphous region. Polymers are oriented or aligned at random fashion in amorphous region, that is, they show no particular order of arrangement, whereas crystalline polymer orientation within the polymer system of any fiber is called crystalline region. In crystalline region, the polymers are oriented or aligned longitudinally into more or less parallel order. So man-made and natural fiber polymer systems, how these amorphous and crystalline occurs. So in these man-made as well as natural fiber polymers, fibers are arranged randomly either in amorphous or crystalline nature, or sometimes in these polymers amorphous and crystalline regions both exists. So they may be predominantly constituted of more amorphous, sometimes more amorphous, less crystalline region. If this is the condition, then the particular fiber or filament is more amorphous fiber. In other case, if the fiber is or polymer is more crystalline than amorphous region, in this case, particular fiber or filament is more crystalline fiber or filament. Irrespective of the length of the fiber, most polymers pass through several amorphous and crystalline regions. The presence of either more or less amorphous crystalline region determines the specific properties of the fiber. The random orientation of polymers are further results as formation of less effective interpolymer forces of attraction. It means when the fibers in a zigzag geometry, then that formation is less effective because there is a less interpolymer forces of attractions are there. So which permits easier entry of water and dye molecules in a textile as well as molecules or ions or radicals of degrading agents in a textile, which allows the polymers to be more readily displaced when the fiber is subjected to stress and strain during wearing. More or less parallel orientation of polymers are often closer together. When this comes in that situation or condition, the intermolar polymer forces of attractions are more. So which restricts the entry of water and dye molecules as well as molecules of degrading agents, which do not allow the polymers to be displaced when the fiber is subject to stress and strain during wearing. So these are few pictures of existence of both amorphous and crystalline region in a polymer. Here you can see at lower part there is an amorphous region. Here the particles or fibers are not in an orientation, whereas in crystalline region they are in a same orientation. Here you can see a third part, interpolymer spaces, where there is no any crystalline or amorphous regions occur, so it is a void space. So that is called interpolymer space. This is again you can see amorphous and crystalline region. Here also in man-made and natural fibers, amorphous and crystalline domains are there. So in a fiber polymers, you can see in an amorphous region there is a zigzag arrangement of atoms are there, whereas in crystalline orientation the fibers are arranged in a particular direction. So the angular bonding exists between carbon atoms and tends to impart a zigzag configuration, which is a backbone of fiber of polymers. Here O in this fiber polymer is carbon atom, dot is presented at atoms of any other element, and where there is only carbon atoms, these are hydrogen bonding. So the properties of amorphous fibers are they are more absorbent in nature, they are easily dyeable, but they are very weak, easily can be tearable, and more easily degraded by the chemicals. And the properties of crystalline fibers are they are less absorbent, they are more stronger as compared to amorphous fibers, they are more durable, easily dyeable, and they are less degraded by the chemicals. Thank you.